for those who don't know, everybody, I was out at Astroworld last weekend, Friday. So, I was out at that and that situation went on and shit. Then Saturday, what I do Saturday? I don't know what I did Saturday. I think I went to like some day party type shit. Cause it was my birthday. Saturday was my birthday, real nigga holiday. Did y'all speak on that shit last week?
Your birthday?
No, we did.
Nigga, we always, all right.
Last Saturday.
All right, nah, because you trying to play us.
Last Saturday, real nigga holiday.
Who hit you up first?
Who hit me what up first?
I told you happy birthday.
Oh.
First of all,
at right here.
First of all,
right here.
Talk about how
Right
I
here?
was worried about you.
Oh yeah, I guess you right here.
You
Talk
guess.
about how,
Cause
how
I,
was worried
bro,
about
I
you.
didn't talk to you to the next. I didn't talk to nobody till the next day, bro.
Nigga,
But
you
talk
to me
about-
Saturday.
Talk to me.
Yeah, nigga, I was up.
Talk
The
about
whole rest of
how
the time.
I was worried about you the most.
That's not true.
Who? Ask him. I mean, go ahead, tell him, Eric.
Y'all gonna be
I can't
surprised.
even cap to y'all fool. Like no bullshit. Fool. It was so many people blowing me up fool. Like it was a lot. Like a lot.
I had to.
Like
I had to-
motherfuckers from work to family to everybody. Like it was like that's how I found out that people like because it was just like I knew it was a thing. Like after I left, like that night, I'm like after what I seen and everything, I'm just like yo, like I already know some motherfuckers didn't make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like I said when I left, I kind of like when it turned up, like blocked that shit out, and like I was out,
What?
like blocked out what happened, like,
Yeah.
and then I was pretty much out low key till like almost like 7 in the morning. So like I was sleep. When I went to sleep, I didn't wake up till like 12 or 1, and I seen everybody been done blowing me up. Like I didn't know it was a thing. You know what I mean? Till I woke up the next day like 1 o'clock.
Shit, can we just get into that?
I'll say it again.
Even
Fuck.
though I-
Yeah.
Can
we get? I want to talk about it.
I was just gonna say it's crazy. We were just talking about that shit. Like something like that could potentially happen.
Yeah, we did. We did talk about that shit, and it's real. And it's real. And it's.
Because of the mosh pits and all that.
But yeah, I don't want to get out of context. But go ahead.
Okay. For those who are watching and don't know what we're talking about Astroworld. Last Friday, kicked off Astroworld with Travis Scott. At the music festival, it ended with tragedies, leaving 8 people dead and 100 injured. The crowd was over 50,000. It was packed so tight. It was a lot of controversy with I guess that situation being that Travis Scott should have did this, he should have did that, things of that nature. It was a lot of he said, she said with his team, the Houston Police Department, and all this other stuff. If you haven't been keeping up, my question to you guys is, I want to get you guys' overview on the whole situation, everything that's happened, and that's been happening throughout this whole week, as far as Astroworld.
I think Eric should start because you have a view of what actually happened if you were really there. So what did you see from your point of view? Where were you standing?
Okay, so I try to make it short as possible, but give y'all be detailed as possible also.
Okay.
I arrived late to Astroworld. Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna try out snitching on the nigga. So
Straight up. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. Take it back.
I feel like I'm gonna try out snitching on the nigga, but nah, I ain't know, right?
I was late. I don't know what happened.
Nah. So Astroworld started at 2, and then I assume from the media what I seen, that's when people I guess initially stormed the gates to get in.
Yeah.
So I arrived myself to Astroworld probably like around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Because I could have been there earlier, but my deal was to get in Astroworld, you had to have the ticket, either your vaccination card or proof of a negative COVID test on paper. You couldn't
all at the same time, all three.
Yeah, and
Okay.
your ticket, ID, and then proof of vaccination or your a negative COVID results.
Gotcha.
So I'm my dumb ass. I should have did when I got home. I was gonna get a at home COVID test. Like download the app, print it out, whatever, blah blah blah. So I wait till I get down there. I'm driving around, looking for a COVID test. Couldn't find one, so that's why I ended up being late to the show. Sure enough, I pull up. They had like a little fucking testing center right there on site where they were like testing people for COVID. So I'm like, man, fuck, I could have just came on time, and hit these motherfuckers up. But so I get up to the gate, the crowd is kind of mild at that point. It's like a slow, like it ain't bad. Most people are already in if they in, or they come in later when Travis come. So I get up to the gate, and then off top, I don't know if y'all ever been to the fair, the stock show, anything. Y'all know how y'all look like they just hire motherfuckers off the street, right? Like they just, you know what I'm saying, gave them a shirt and said, come work security. That's exactly how it was. It had no metal detectors, just entrances, blah, 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 regular entrances, and then it was like people standing there, and it was just like old people. They were just like, hey, you know, we're ID, all the shit I said, you had that shit out. I get up to the gate, motherfucker just like, he ain't even look at my hand, like he just brushed me on in. I'm like, oh shit, all right.
Okay.
I straight up, out the rip, I straight up called my brother. I'm like, hey, bro, turn around, come park. Because he didn't have a ticket. I'm like, come park, turn around, like, you can get in, bro. Like, they didn't look at none of my shit that I was just supposed to have. You can get in, like, motherfuckers ain't tripping. Man, same thing. You know, they was like 2 more of security that you had to go through. Same thing. They didn't even ask me for that shit. So, long story
your
short.
friend got in too?
Nah, he never came back. It was just me at this point. It was just me at this point. So, I just told him to because I'm like, that's how easy, like, you know, I got in. So I get into the gates or whatever, long story short. I walk in Astroworld, everything cool. They have the little, you know, food truck set up first outside. Then he got the mouth of his head or whatever. One thing I did want to clear up that people was kind of saying too that though, you don't walk through that motherfucker. It was like a thing that you kind of like stood to the side and took pictures to. Like the entrance was kind of over there,
right?
So like a lot of people was just like, oh yeah, and then you walk into the mouth. Like it was not. You know what I mean? Like it was like it was like it was over there, and you walked that way.
And for people don't know that inflatable of his head is a remake of the original Astroworld design
that used to be was Six Flags. People don't know.
So go ahead.
But so I walk into the concert, whatever. Like I said, if anybody's ever been to a Travis concert, they know what I'm talking about. He had 2 different stages set up. Mm-hmm. He had one set up over here, and then he had the mountain one that pretty much everybody seen. So the one over here is where pretty much everybody else performed. So when I got there, Master P had just got done. Then it was Lil Baby and Don Toliver, and then SZA. And then so everybody was pretty much over there. But I didn't know, you know, I wasn't even thinking, like, I didn't even think that, you know, he's going to be at the next stage next. So I'm really over there watching SZA. So after SZA go, Metro Boomin came on. Yeah. Everybody started leaving, you know, like, I'm thinking, like, all right, everybody go piss, get something to drink, whatever. You know, most people start leaving to go to the other stage. So I see lights go up over there and shit, music start playing. I'm like, oh, fuck. So, like, pretty much at that point, yeah, like, I done got, and pretty much everybody else that was over there got. So pretty much everybody else just kind of rush over there to that stage. And then I get over there to that stage or whatever. I'm pretty much at this point, the stage is hard right to me. Like I can't pretty much see the stage at all because it's like a big ass fucking tree right there in my face. I'm just like fuck. And between me and the stage is like everybody and their mama. You know what I mean? Yeah, all these people. Like there's no way. So I'm like okay. I can't stand here. You know, I couldn't even record. You know what I mean? Because there's a fucking tree right here. So when he got ready to come out, the crowd, you could just feel it like the crowd just intensified and everybody started pushing forward. When I tell you, like, I managed to, like, squeeze my way from that side to, like, center stage, I was in the heart of that motherfucker. Like, in the heart of, like, I probably, keep it real, I probably was, like 20 feet from the stage. Like, that's how close. You know what I'm saying? I was, like, wasn't nowhere near the stage, and I made it, like, riding away. You know what I mean? Like, squeezing through that motherfucker. On my experience through that hoe, bro, when I tell you, bro, like, keeping it real, if I wasn't the height I was, bro, like, you ain't gonna make it, bro. Yeah. Like,
so, me, I would have lost.
Nah, bro. Like, neck, where my neck was, just me keeping my head at this level, there's no air. I had to, like, hold my head up to cipher air up because it's just so thick.
Serious?
Like,
bro, you can
you
could probably feel other people's like
all them different smells with a fucking
exactly, bro.
Not even that, you don't even smelling nothing. You're trying to breathe. You're not worried about. I'm telling you, not worried about none of that. If you're in that motherfucker and your hands are up, your hands are stuck up. If your hands is at your shoulder, your hands is at your shoulder. It wasn't.
So how many people?
It was 50,000.
You think farted on you?
Nah, come on, now.
Joe, come on.
But it was like when I tell you to reference it, it was like kind of like have you ever watched the press videos like of crushing shit? It just felt like somebody was in the front and back of you with their hands or with a big ass.
I've been to a Travis show, so I
pushing,
know everything you saying. Everything you saying, I remember.
You know what I mean? Pushing your shit in to where the point like you can't breathe, and it's not even the point where you can get mad at it because people are just trying to stay up at this point. Right. Because it's so intense that if you fall on the ground, it's game over.
Right.
You know what I mean? The biggest to the smallest is no getting up. it's no, trying to recover. Like somebody can try to help you, but once you're on that ground, like it's pretty much over for you.
You gotta fight back up.
Especially now,
shit.
take that to an element of thinking about a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like thinking about a woman at that point, in an area or a surrounding like that. Which pretty much most average men come up to about right there or whatever. Like you're not breathing in that, bro. You're not.
I just want to say I've also felt that at concerts other than Travis Scott.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But the thing what got me though
felt
is
that at Jambalaya, nigga. Like it
I
can get
bet.
wild.
That's why I never been
It
to
can get wild
Jambalaya, bro.
anywhere.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
I don't want to do shit like
Go
that.
ahead, you finish first.
But it's crazy how you feel that in an open environment. Like a closed thing. Like I get it, but you out in the open air. You're surrounded by air, and you still cannot breathe. Like that's how thick you have to believe that crowd was.
I would think that's more anxiety. Like
I know the heat
the
was
thought
crazy.
of like all of this happening at one time. The heat.
Because
what
the
if I get
flames,
stabbed?
exactly,
like,
those
something?
flames going off. So hold on, I ain't even got to the good part yet. Like I said, I'm
shit.
just telling some bullshit right now. So as I'm in the middle, I'm like in the heart of that motherfucker. And like I said, I'm at this point, I can't even enjoy what Travis got going on. And let me tell you this right here. All this that I explained, this is within the first 15 minutes.
Right.
This is within the first 15 minutes of him being on. He hasn't even got to complete a full song.
And
First and
popping
foremost,
off.
Travis had stopped the concert 2 times within that first song just to get somebody out of there. I'm standing right in front of this man, and he's stopping and saying, "Hold on, security, come get this guy out of here." Like I'm watching.
Why he was
it.
doing too
That was
much?
one
or
thing I-
he
No,
was
he was
hurt?
passed out. Like he said, "Hey,
The
somebody's
first
passed
person
out right here."
Passed out during Escape Plan, which is the first song he comes
The
out to.
first song.
Yeah, I watched that on YouTube.
I just
Yeah.
watched the video today.
And it was just like, damn, I done seen people pass at a concert before. I'm like, oh damn, somebody passed out. Like, all right, bet. So he tries to continue the song, bro. On Everything I Love. When I kid you not, when the song starts back up, the crowd hypes back up. When I tell you, my right side broke free. Like I'm like I almost fall. So I'm like grabbing the person beside me, like trying not to fall. Man, when I tell you, I look to my right on Everything I Love, bro. I seen a pile of bodies. I seen a pile of people
gonna lie,
laying
bro,
on
I've
top
been
of people. Not just
they
one layer.
failed?
It was people on top of people, and these people were unconscious. Already, this is within the first 15 minutes of this whole, bro. And it was like, once the song, like I said, the song came back on, and it was just like Travis had already kind of moved to a different part of the stage, bro. And when I looked down, the first thing I seen was like, it was a white girl. And she had blonde hair, bro, and her eyes like was just rolling, fool. Like she was like trying to come to it, and her eyes was just rolling, and she was just like, and it's like it wasn't nothing I could do because like I'm holding on, dude, and if I let go, nigga,
If
I'm
you
falling
fall,
on
you
her.
gon' yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
I'm falling on her. Next to her is like a Hispanic dude face down. It's like a black dude beside her. Like I'm talking about people on top of people, bro. It's like a reverse mosh pit of people on top of people. So at this point, I'm like, nah, bro, I got to get out the middle. Like, I got to get out this hole. Like, nah, I can't hang. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nah, it's too much.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, but it's like I can't. Like, I still have to go with the crowd. I can't go. So, like, I'm just trying to just keep my balance, but also push. I'm just started backpedaling, trying to,
So
clear
during,
my way to the
during
back.
that time, like you weren't even thinking about the show. At that
Nah, I
time.
couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't even tell you what song he was singing at that time. I couldn't tell you nothing, bro. Because at this point, I'm thinking about my life. Like, damn, I just seen that shit, and at the same time, I'm still trying to stay afloat because I'm about to fucking fall. You know what I mean? Like, I'm about to go down.
I'm glad you was like confident
Thinking.
enough. To,
Yeah.
exactly. To get
That's
the
right.
fuck
Yeah,
out
because
that
I'm
shit.
telling you, bro, like, if anything, like, I was so really worried about getting that COVID test, bro. I was really supposed to be in that motherfucker on the next level.
You
You
know
know
what?
if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I was supposed to be on there on the
That's
next
God.
level,
Right.
but I
That's
didn't do it.
God.
Because I'm so worried about getting this fucking COVID test that I couldn't find.
Right.
I'm like, man, I can't find this motherfucker. So like, I'm stressed out about that shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go up there. Like I said. So it's like I wasn't even on the level that I want to be on, and like Brian saying, thank God I wasn't there like I wanted to be, because man, like. It could have been nothing for me to not be able to breathe. Or,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
And been stuck.
That's what
Like
I'm
it's
saying.
hard to get out of them
All the
crowds,
shit that
bro.
happened to you before the show was supposed to happen, so you ended up in that
That's
situation.
fucking nuts, bro.
Bro, so when I finally make it to like one of the first barriers that was in there, and like at that point they're helping people over the barrier that are trying to get out. Like people that trying to get out of the heart of that motherfucker, they helping people over. So somebody helped me over. I stand there for a little bit, help a couple people over, and then I kind of make my way, because at this point it's still people, but it's not as thick as it was up there.
Yeah.
So like I kind of make my way a little bit more to the back, to where like, okay, I'm at another barrier. I'm like, okay, I got a little space. Like I can record. I can actually enjoy this hoe. So this is at the point where right before Drake came out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm recording Drake, blah 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 blah, whatever, bro. When I kid you not, like this dude walked up with like a chick in his hand, like holding her, like she unconscious
That's when
as
they
fuck.
said that hoe got wild when Drake walked out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they said the crowd went stupid.
Hey, right after he got done, bro, I'm telling you, dude walked up with like a chick and like I said, it's pretty much space around me. Behind me is like a barrier. I'm chilling on the barrier. You know what I mean? People can walk through type shit. He like sets her down in front of me. And he started trying to give her CPR.
Jesus Christ.
Her shirt fucking rolled up to her neck, like you know what I mean, like and when I tell you, like I'm staring at her, like she's just lifeless as can be.
Bro, that is the scariest thing to
like,
see, especially when somebody
lifeless.
alive. And
you know what I
can see
mean,
that
like
shit just rolling.
no type of life in her body at all, bro. And I'm looking, her lips is just like blue and purple, bro. I'm observing everything that's going on, and he tried to give her CPR for like 30 seconds to like a minute. Then somebody else cut in and tried to give her CPR, and she not coming to, bro. She not coming to, and he picked her up, and they tried to, take her further back, because like I said, we still in the middle. So it's like they still had to like pretty much, they crowd surfed her all the way, you know what I mean, to somewhere that, they can take care of her, because it's still that many people in that whole thing.
But yeah, bro, I think I would have just tried to leave, bro. I said, bro, I'm gonna take the L on this one.
I wanted to, bro, but it was just like, I'm not gonna lie, like it was just like, man, I'm here. I still would have had to try to get through a whole nother wave of people behind me to actually get out of it. Because like I said, at this point I'm in the middle. Like I still have the whole, front stage, the heat of that hole in front of me.
Yeah.
Then right here is like a little calmer area, but then behind me is still more people.
Right.
Like I still would have had to get through a lot of shit to get out, bro.
Let me ask you, because I seen a video, it was the police that was like, by the stage in front of that hoe, and they was filming, and I was like, damn, like you said, motherfuckers was passing out dead damn near, and like niggas was filming. So like, did you see any of them trying to do anything?
I personally didn't see. I seen some EMS people, but officers, not saying the police, like, trying to be no tip. Oh, fuck the police.
Yeah, no.
But it's just like, I seen a lot of EMS workers working their ass off to try to help people. But then at the same time, I just feel like it was just so thick, bro. Like, you couldn't get in there. You physically
That's
couldn't.
what,
Thank you.
From what I'm hearing from different people that were there was like, because it was so crowded that like your little experience that you had was like happening right here, but then like 10 feet away, someone could be completely oblivious because the crowd was so thick that they couldn't even tell that was happening right there.
Exactly, bro.
So, like,
It was like
there
50
literally,
plus thousand, right?
There's like videos of like chaos, and then there's videos of just like a regular concert
In the
and
same
it's like,
moment.
what the
Exactly.
fuck?
Yeah. Exactly,
which
bro.
one is the real thing?
Yep. That's why I said it's hard to point the finger, because it's just like, I seen EMS workers, like I said, working their ass off to save people, but then you also have videos of cops recording. You know what I mean? So it was just like, it was so much going on. Even to try to put it on Travis, like, even though he has the vantage point viewer on the situation, he's still not going to be able to sit here and see every situation and perform his, like, come on, man.
And I want to piggyback off that point now that we're there. I ain't saying, I've never performed in front of a crowd that big, but I remember like performing on stage at Southside Ballroom, like for the Wi-Fi show, and it being like maybe like 1,500, 2,000 people, and I couldn't see past the lights. Like if you were in the front row going crazy, I seen you. Past that, I couldn't see anything. So when I'm thinking about Travis, that's 50,000 people.
That's what I was thinking.
You know what I'm saying? It's nighttime. Like, it's so much going on, so much noise, so many different things. Like, like it's hard to focus on what's actually happening in the crowd. And yeah, the things he did see, he did stop the show and tried to keep going, and everyone's like, well, if you've seen people passing out, why didn't you stop the show? Well, he's seen, hold on, my fault. But like, you gotta think, this is a Travis Scott show. Every concert, somebody's passing out, somebody's unconscious. Ask me how I know. I was one of them people. I damn near fought 10 people trying to get out because I couldn't take it, and that was maybe like 10,000 people. So like, when I'm listening to Airrick, everything you say, like, I'm remembering, like, you know what I'm saying, my experience, and mine was nothing even close to what you went through.
Yeah.
So I know you was going through hell.
Yeah, that's
crazy, so that's where my mind was, like, so much was going on, and Travis's job is solely to perform, so the precautions that should have been taken for what happened should have started before the concert even started. Once the concert's going and all those people are there and everything's going, it's really hard to corral the situation.
Because I feel like what people don't want to admit to, too, is also, you can say what if, but at the same time, just try to take your mind to the place that what if they did cancel that hoe?
That's
You know what I'm
what I-
saying?
that's
While
what I was
all
about
those
to
people
say.
was there at that
Right.
time, that shit
'Cause
would have been crazy, bro.
think
Them
about it.
people
It
would have
would've
been
been a riot.
out.
It would've
Boy,
been
they
a
would have
riot.
started fucking all that shit up there, bro.
I was one of my arguments too. Was like, oh well, he incited a riot or he made it worse by kept going, and I was like, do you realize like half like we just said, like 75%, it's safe to say probably 75% of the crowd didn't know what was going on.
Right.
So if he was to just say, okay, we're the show is done, like we're stopping now, that could have made people mad enough to
What
like
the fuck?
even make it even
I paid all
worse.
my money here.
chaos,
Canceling
bro.
this bitch. Yeah.